A half-Chechen, half-Russian immigrant turns up in Hamburg. He states he is there to claim an inheritance worth tens of millions of euros. But both German and U.S. security agents are skeptical of his identity and try to figure out his true motives in A Most Wanted Man.
Hi, I'm Salim, and I'm here with Leah and Rachel. We're here to talk about the new Philip Seymour Hoffman movie, A Most Wanted Man. We've all just seen it. Leah, what'd you think?
Well, this is a movie that is adapted from a John le Carré novel of the same title. With any adaptation, there are always some changes, right? And I think that the biggest change from the book to the film is the removal of kind of this critique around extraordinary rendition.
Yeah, it's typical espionage drama, but I feel like it becomes a little bit bogged down because it gets a little bit boring because I feel like not a lot really ends up happening. Something does eventually happen, but it's at the very end of the movie. It's way too late, and I just got bored.
Yeah, I have to say, I have never used the word boring in a review before, but I'm gonna use it today because what I feel like the main action of this film is waiting. You should condense. There's got to be a little bit more plot than what we're seeing.
Right.
The stakes need to be raised. And the only part of this movie that I did enjoy was the very end of the third act. I liked the plot twist there. And that's the moment where I felt like the acting came alive and the characters I actually cared about for a few minutes during that part. But otherwise, this movie is just like,
it's just so uneven.
This is not your Bond espionage film. It's not a Bourne Identity type of espionage film. It is a film that is a bit more meditative. It does really require people to be patient as information is revealed. And very similar to 2011's Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy, which is also a le Carré novel.
Exactly.
The problem here is, even though I think the screenwriter, Andrew Bovell, does a good job of starting with all of these kind of disparate lives and then intertwining them, the problem is that without the extraordinary rendition, all you're left with is a possible case of entrapment, right? That's all you're left with.
Exactly.
And without the characters being more fully developed, you don't really even have a hook into the characters.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is, you know, if there was more thematic information put into it so that there was more to ponder, that would be great.
Exactly.
I'm sick of these movies about, anti-terrorism, chasing after Muslims. It's such
bad stereotypes too. That's the other thing. I was
it's
like,
a stereotype.
Really?
We have
We're gonna go with
everything.
The hairy guy?
We have from tyrant to this. It's becoming. I'm becoming jaded by it. I'm becoming bored by it, and I think it's dangerous. I mean, I feel like if this is the only depiction that people are seeing on television and media of Muslims, like, how can people not be afraid? And it just bothers me as a Muslim because I'm like, I think people could be more creative than this.
Your choice is between us and nobody. The clock is ticking. You know they'll find him, and when they do, he'll be on the first plane back to Russia.
I thought Philip Seymour Hoffman was amazing. It actually made me sad because there are just moments where I'm just watching him on screen like, man, this guy's good. He's amazing, but obviously this is probably one of his last best roles.
He gave a terrific performance. I actually bought him as an American playing a German.
Completely.
Which I did not buy with Rachel McAdams or with Willem Dafoe.
When she was just doing her job, it was fine. Like those jail scenes where she started emoting, that's when I was just like, this is not a romance, just stop it.
I think Rachel McAdams is a decent actress. I just could not see Rachel McAdams recede into the background and the character of Annabelle Richter emerge.
I just get annoyed when these are obviously German characters, and you could totally have gotten German actors. You didn't need a Rachel McAdams to play this.
Well, like Daniel Bruhl or Nina Haas, who I thought Nina Haas was fabulous as Gunter's sidekick. She was just amazing. She has an interesting face that is compelling to look at.
It's different.
And I just wanted to see her do more. I was like, ooh, I like her.
Martha Sullivan, U.S. Embassy, Berlin. I know you by reputation, of course.
That's got to be good.
Men with good reputations usually aren't much use to me.
What about women? This is my colleague, Anna Frey.
Hello? Hello.
She sails and spies.
So, the reason for all this is definitely our director, Anton Corbijn. We know him from movies like Control and The American, which came out a couple years ago with George Clooney. Another movie that had a very deliberate pace to it.
I'm not bothered by the deliberate pace. I actually like the way he managed the deliberate pace. The problem is that he doesn't give us anything in the scenes that construct this deliberate pace.
Or give us anything else to latch on to.
But I do think that he has a good sense of visual style.
He's set a good tone for a movie. Now all we need
is the good movie.
It's a good movie. Yeah. A Most Wanted Man is interesting at times. Unfortunately, it gets bogged down by a slow and deliberate pace. I do, however, think you should watch it at home to see one of Philip Seymour Hoffman's last good performances. Definite stream it.
A Most Wanted Man is like watching a very interesting puzzle be assembled before your very eyes that should be viewed at home. Stream it.
Bah humbug, I say to this film. It's got poor character development and poor plotting. If you love Philip Seymour Hoffman, then watch it. But otherwise, if you're looking for entertainment value, this film is a skip it.
Well, our votes add up to 1 full ticket, which is a stream it for A Most Wanted Man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman and A Most Unwanted Film.
Hi, we're here to talk about the new Philip Seymour Hoffman movie. Oh my God.